Let's go fishing. I'm on a mission. It's so pretty, I'd sure hate to waste this chance. We'll find a shady little spot, not too high, perfect for a little fishing and romance. Oh yes. Nothing so inviting, nothing quite as exciting as a little fishing when they're biting. Let's go fishing.
Morning. I had a good morning this morning, boys and girls. I was catching fish and just a quiet morning out there on Lake Okeechobee. I run up to Semi River. I can't get down the lake. My back and neck won't take it. It's just a little bit too rough for me. But I see on the old timers tournament this morning about everybody caught a limit down there, and they're stacked up down there at the tin house out in front of the reeds and it's no big deal to catch them. I mean, you just run down there and throw a spinner bait or a Senko back in there or a swim jig and swim it out of the reeds and you'll catch fish. I mean, they're really in there right now. How long they're going to be there, I don't know. We have another full moon coming up in May 1st, and so there ought to be some more come in. And I'd say there'll probably be more crappie come in out of the lake there because everything's late this year, and the bluegill go on to bed, in June, and shell crackers and cichlids. Well, cichlids and Oscars are always on the bed. They're just kind of always in the bed. But yeah, I sat there this morning and I took Joey fishing and his wife and his granddaughter yesterday, and we caught some shiners. We didn't do that good. We went into the canals and we just didn't catch no fish, but they caught a couple fish, it wasn't a good evening. But I had some shiners left over, so I just decided to go up the river this morning and park and fish. Just kind of get away from everybody and just have a little quiet time and catch a few fish. And of course, do my video, my YouTube. I really enjoy doing this. I hope you all enjoyed too. I don't get a lot of. I think people watch it and they don't, subscribe to it, or they don't push the check mark on it. I appreciate it if you would, if you like what you see. If you don't like what you see, then don't do anything. But yeah, I had a good morning this morning. The fish were feeding right on top of the water, and I put the floats out there, and I just put them down. I put the baits it wasn't about 2 foot underneath them because they was coming up and blowing up. So, it was pretty easy catching. You can see there's not a bit of wind blowing on the lake or on the river. Now, you get out on that lake, it's a whole different story. It'll beat you up. And I watched everybody this morning. Everybody took a left and headed to the lake out there. And that's why, because, they're in front of Buckhead and they're in front of King's Bar, and they're really in front of Tin House down there out in the reeds, guys, if you want to catch some fish. But yeah, I didn't catch a bunch of fish, but like I said, Joey left me some shiners, and I did catch some fish. And they were hitting good. I mean, the other day I was up here, they just rolling on it. They wasn't really taking it. They were just rolling on it. I was hooking them in the tail so they would come up to the top because they were feeding. They were shoving the shad. There's a shad hatch coming. They're shoving the shad up. Yeah, again, right before this next full moon comes up, there's going to be. I think everything's going to come alive. Now the lake is still going down. I think it's 12 foot right now. It's still going down. So if you go out, just be careful. I went through the pass the other day and I bumped a couple times. The only reason I went because coming back, the wind was so bad, it would just beat you up so bad that you couldn't take it. If you look out there, every once in a while, you can see them coming blowing up on the shad out there in the middle of the river. There's a good shad hatch out there. It's just, and my shiners this time, the last time I went up there with Danny, the shiner was just a little bit too big. I mean, they couldn't get it down. These shiners this morning were just about the right size. I could catch fish on them. Plus, the fish were just a little bit bigger. I mean, they got to be really stocking that river because they're having a lot of tournaments and dropping them off right there at Scott Driver. But you can see them up there blowing up. There's old Henry flying across the river in slow motion. He's always looking for a free meal, But yeah. Yeah, you can see them blowing up right there. That's not my bait. They're blowing up on shad right there. They're bringing the shad to the top of the water and blowing up on them. I'd say first thing in the morning, you could throw a spook up along through. There's a spook, and just kind of walk it back and forth and catch them. It's not, you can throw like a whopper plopper or something like that. They're not into that great big stuff like that right now, which it gets a little bit warmer. It's still cool in the morning, but it gets a little bit warmer. They'll start jumping on that kind of baits. There's an old catfish I caught. The old catfish are right in there eating them shad too. Oh, them's good eating. I mean, that size right there is good eating if you're looking for something to eat. Right here, I think I wasn't watching what I was going on. I kind of seen that pole bend down, and the way it bent down, I thought, well, it took off. I thought it was a gar. It didn't bite like a regular bass. I thought it was a gar, but it ended up being a pretty good pretty good bass. It was a dandy. I mean, one of the bigger ones I caught this morning. But hopefully they don't get no real heavy rains and it don't take all the oxygen out of this river again. Last year it was the second week in August when it done that. It took all the oxygen out of the river, all that water from up above come down, and it didn't have no, and it drove the fish out of here. This is a pretty good fish right here. He's staying down. He didn't jump much. He was, they get real big. They have a hard time jumping,
Better get the net on this one, guys.
Having a hard time getting my net out. But he was hooked good. And then I'm using 20-pound test trilene, guys. I'm using the trilene line. That's all I use anymore. I switched around back and forth, but trilene's the only line you want to use. If it comes to monofilament, the other stuff's got too much memory. It's like wire. I just use trilene. That's all I use. You can get it at Walmart. You can see it's a pretty good bass. I mean, I had fun catching him. I mean, he boring down, fighting. It's just a good morning. I mean, I caught a lot of fish. And I had about 3 dozen shiners, probably 2.5, 3 dozen shiners that was left over from last night. And they produced, I see where the big bass on the old timers tournament was 7.5 pounds. I think 16 pounds or 17 pounds won it. I was looking where Roy had on there. If you had 5 of these right here, you'd have 30 pounds.
They're the dandy guys.
You could have won it. But I was using live bait too. Them guys are using artificial.
Could have swore that was a catfish. The way it was fighting, it was boring down, wasn't it, jumping? Big old bass. Big old bass, guys. Big old bass.
You can see that rod rack I got right there. It's really handy. It's Millennium makes it, and especially with my boat there, don't have a big front deck on it, and it gets them up off the deck of the boat. If you're thinking about doing that, get Millennium makes them, and I think they're like $200, and they're worth every penny of it to get your poles up out off the bottom of the boat. And not for me it is, because I don't have, like I said, I don't have a lot of room in my boat, and I got to make sure that I get everything out of the way. Yeah, the shad's about 2 or 3 inches long. I was looking at them, and you can see there that some of the fish are really small. That one there's about 12 or 13 inches long, but some of them's really small. But it don't matter. As long as they bite, I'm happy, I'm happy. Happy camper, as long as I'm catching fish, like I always say. I don't care what size they are, just as long as they're tugging on my line, And they fight. I mean, these bass down here, they really fight. I mean, it's just not like a smallmouth, but they fight. And I didn't have to use a net on these little ones. They just reel them in and pick them up with that 20-pound test. He's a wallering on top of the water, which is what she's all about. Ooh, yeah. All right. It's up in a little water. So, I thought, man, he ain't that big. I'll just pick him up. He's just a couple pounds, I thought about getting the net, but he wasn't big enough to get the net. And, yeah, I could catch this size all day long and just be tickled to death. You can see in the background there, it's just a beautiful morning, quiet, no air, no wind. Just a good morning to be on the water. Rascal swallowed it. I don't try to get them out anymore. I usually kill them when I do that. Even if you get the hook out, it usually goes up inside them. I think you're better off to leave it in there, and Mother Nature or the acid in their stomach will take it out. That's my theory. I don't know. That's what I've been doing. I've just been cutting off the hook and letting them keep it. And watch them. Yeah, they're right there in front of me. I mean, this ain't rocket science to catch these fish. Catch them. But again, you're not going to win no tournament with these. You're not going to, you're not going to win a tournament. You can have some fun, but you're not going to win a tournament. What would I throw if I was up there? Well, I'd throw a fluke, I think, and a Zara spook. I'd walk a Zara spook over through there and catch them. I think they would hit that Zara spook. And, even a pop R. You could throw a pop R out there when they come up like that, and you could catch them on a pop R. And when they go down, you just throw a Carolina rig or a shaky head or a drop shot out there and just kind of work it slow and you'll catch fish. Yeah, whatever you're comfortable with. I mean, even a little crankbait might work. A little square bill crankbait throw out there and on light line on 10-pound test, so it'll get down there a little ways. You might be able to catch them on that. But I'm not big on the crankbaits. I like to throw a fluke, and they're up there like that doing that. I like, even a Zara spook, But I had shiners this morning, so I used them shiners. As a matter of fact, I think after I got done, I think I even had a dozen left. I threw out there at the fed to the birds when I went in, as you'll see here in a minute. I just, I didn't use them all because sun comes up and they go down, it's over with. But it was fun for a while. Get a couple hours in, I've had my belly full of it anyways. I've had enough fishing. Yeah, and they're all the way up the river. I mean, if you ride up the river, you can see them blowing up on the shad, I follow the birds too. Wherever the birds are eating the shad, and that's where the fish are. That's a good thing. The birds will show you. I don't care if you're out in salt water or you're up in fresh water. The birds will show you where the bait is, and where the bait is, that's where the fish are. You can see me looking over there. I see them blowing up on the other side of the river, I'm going to get my catfish rigs out, and I'm going to do a little bit of catfishing in the next couple days too. I'm going to try to catch some catfish. I enjoy catfishing as much as I do bass fishing or crappie or bluegill. Oh, gar got a hold of it. A couple of them fish I thought were gar because I've been, the gar are really plentiful in the river where they was pulling it down. But they were biting about like the bass were biting about like the gar were. Yeah, if you want to do this, give me a call, guys, and we'll go up the river or go in the canal or somewhere and see if we can catch some. Because the bass are starting to hit, and there's a full moon coming up now on the 1st of May, so this is the middle of April, so. Like I said, they fought. I mean, they really fought. And that's a good thing. That's what it's all about. I had my shiner rods in there, which I just went ahead and used my shiner rods with a 20-pound test on there. But usually I'm using 8 to 10 to 12-pound tests. Light line doing this out for fun because I just want to catch. They get off, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm glad I had it on that big fish or I'd have lost him. Yeah, if you want to have fun, get you some, stop in there at Shiner and get you some dozen shiners, guys, there at Garrett's Tackle Shop, or you can get them down at Fast Break too. Fast Break sells them. Too, any place you can get them, and you need to get minis at both places too, guys. You know. You see, they're nice fish. I mean, they're fun. And they got bellies on them. I'd say they're getting ready to do their thing this next full moon, you know. They're healthy looking. You can see that they're healthy. They're white. They've come up, you know, most of them come out of the lake. I mean, they're white, really white, you know, colorful. Yeah, it wasn't really a tough job this morning. No, it wasn't really a tough job this morning. I went ahead and had a bird's eye view, show y'all, you know, where I'm sitting. I always like, you know, fooling with the helicopter. I call it the helicopter. It's a, you know, drone. But I like using that. Plus, like to look what's going on. I'll move around a little bit and see if they're blowing up in other places. I use that drone to run up and down the lake or up and down the river, as long as the wind ain't blowing real hard. Well, boys and girls, I had a good morning this morning shiner fishing. Caught some fish, had a good time. It's 9 o'clock. It's pretty well over with. I mean, it warms up right now and it pretty well shuts down. But yeah, let's let this big old girl go. She looks like she's full of eggs, so we'll just throw her back in the drink. Let her have her babies. Head back to the house. Good Lord blessed me with another day. You know, and I had He helped me have a good day today. Uh, Being 73, my health's starting to go a little bit like everybody else, and getting a little bit older. But yeah, the good Lord give me another day. Hope you enjoyed watching this as much as I make it. I really enjoy putting them together and showing you what I do and how I catch them. I mean, I do it, but there's people a lot better at this than me, shiner fishing. But I can plunder through, But yeah, if you want to go with a plunderer, give me a call and I'll take you out fishing, guys. Well, there's a Democrat on the dock waiting for a free meal. Them Democrats are always waiting because I usually give them some shiners when I come in if I got any left over. Here's a family going out and fish for bluegill. They've got crickets and worms, and they're going to go up the river and catch a mess of bluegill. Which the bluegill are starting to come in. I mean, this we're getting close to May. It's just going to keep getting better, and the full moon's coming up, and they'll be coming in on the nest. So if you want to get a mess of bluegill right now is from now until the 1st of June. You can catch them. And you can. I think you're allowed to keep 50 a piece. They're bluegill are really good eating too. I mean, bluegill and shell crackers, and they're just a good fish to eat. So yeah, they're going out and get them.